the million ounce target is looking good, and the recent discoveries like Saltbush are proven or have proven that our exploration template is working. And then the recent results at Mulga Bill, even more exciting and reinforces our view that Mulga Bill itself is really the kind of centre of mass of the gold in that area. What will it take for that to get to 2 million ounces? Well, that's an interesting question, and we obviously think that there's a lot of potential along strike, particularly in Mulga Bill North. And if you look at the plan that we put out yesterday, actually in the back of the Saltbush announcement, it shows firstly the Mulga Bill resource area, which is 1,100 metres, and then this new drilling, which is highlighting a zone of about 350 metres immediately north of that. And that 350 metres sits within a 1.5 kilometre Mulga Bill North target. So total strike there of 2.6 Ks. Now that's obviously very big in its own right, but what we're looking at now in the next 6 months is deeper down, and we need to do some deep drilling there to confirm our theories of these stacked high-grade lodes, one on top of the other, going to depth. We think there are early indications that the ore body might get better at depth, and that's based around some fairly technical things like alteration patterns. We'll hope to be illustrating some of those to the market in the next few weeks and doing that deeper drilling later in the year. So certainly we have the real estate there for that kind of target, but we're a long way from achieving that, and it's something that we aspire to in the next few years. In the next 6 months, we're pursuing a kind of a dual strategy of early stage exploration at things like Pol L and what we're calling Sidewell South, which is the new prospecting licenses south of Saltbush. Doing early stage work down there. We've got heritage surveys commencing in July at Sidewell South, more heritage surveys at Pol L. So all of that stuff is aimed at new discoveries. And then while that's going on at Mulga Bill in particular, we'll be doing infill drilling to convert inferred resources to indicated resources. And we've discussed before about the fact that scoping studies require at least 75% of the ounces to be in the indicated category or above. So at the moment, it's about 50-50. We think we only need to do a relatively small amount of drilling to convert those inferred resources to indicated, which is a prerequisite for scoping studies next year. While that's going on, we'll also be doing some other technical work in the background, things like metallurgy, looking at the leach characteristics of Mulga Bill, doing some more met work on ironbark and initial work probably on Saltbush. And then we'll consider doing some geotechnical drilling as we get closer to the commencement of scoping studies. So yeah, real dual strategy. On the one hand, growing our resource base with new discoveries, but on the other hand, maturing and de-risking the resources that we already have. It's a really interesting question, and our strategy is very much aimed at development, bringing this project into production. Whether that involves building our own processing facility or using somebody else's, that obviously remains to be seen, and we're open to either option. If the project is as good and as big as we think it is, I think it is going to attract attention from some of the larger companies, and I'm not talking Westgold, probably the bigger, more technical companies who really see the value in these large-scale opportunities will be keeping a close eye on us. Yeah, so it'll be really interesting to see, and that's why we do such a lot of high-level technical work, is really to understand the geology, understand the mineralization, and understand the potential of the project. We're not just drilling to find gold, we actually want to understand how big it's going to be. We think this project is an absolute belter, and we'll be putting some color around that in the next 6 to 12 months.